Hello and welcome back to the programme. Europe has been mulling an EU-wide food labelling system in order to help people make healthier choices. Nutrition information is standard on the back or side of food packaging, of course, but now there are efforts to put labels on the front of items. An EU Commission report has suggested that a majority of consumers would find front-of-pack labels useful, with demand for that highest among older and overweight people. But the issue isn't just about where to put labels, it's about what actually constitutes accurate and clear information for consumers. And that is where EU member states have their own ideas, some believing that harmonization could lead to their traditional products being penalized. Well, to debate all of this, I'm joined by Manuela Ripa, a German MEP from the group of the Greens, who has co-signed an open letter calling for mandatory front-of-pack labelling. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
And I'm also pleased to welcome Herbert Dorfmann, an Italian MEP and the European People's Party group coordinator in the Agriculture Committee. Welcome to you as well.
Oh.
So, just to show our viewers, first of all, the French system, which is in use in several European countries, and until recently, this Nutri-Score was actually a possible template for the whole of Europe. You can see there the Nutri-Score from green to red, A to E. It looks pretty simple, but is it actually that simple, Herbert Dorfmann?
Yes, it's very simple. And I think this is also the dilemma of this system, because on one side, I'm well aware that the system, if it should work, it needs to be simple. But on the other side, I think the Nutri-Score is as simple as that it become misleading, because it is that simple that it does not look at quantity of product assumed. And I think this is a big problem, because on most of the food stuff, the question if it's healthy or unhealthy is also a question of quantity, how much I assume.
And this is where the Italian debate comes in, isn't it? Because people eat traditional Italian products in certain quantities which are not reflected in this sort of system. At least that's the argument I've heard.
I don't think that it's that much about traditional Italian food, because also Italians, they do not eat only traditional food.
Sure.
It's simply to try to be a bit more precise, because the main question on the Nutri-Score and the Batteria Italiana is always the question of calories. But only the fact that a foodstuff contains calories is nothing bad. We eat something because we need calories. The problem is that a lot of us eat too much calories, me included probably. And this problem is tricky to solve.
You look in fine form. Anyway, Manuela Ripa, what's your reaction to what you've just heard?
Well, what is Nutri-Score? Nutri-Score just translates what we already have at the back of the pack, that is the nutrition declaration. There you find how much sugar, how much fat, everything is inside. And Nutri-Score declares or translates this in an understandable way, so people understand, like here what we see with the big A. This is this should be a product has a high quality, is a high quality nutrient, so it's good. And otherwise, if you take the E, that should be a product that has a low nutrient quality.
But do you agree that this A to E, that the French system that is in use in some countries, that's a good one, or it doesn't
For
work?
me, the most important thing, we want to empower consumers to make healthy decisions when they buy stuff, so informed decisions. And this is a clear system indicating me, yes, A is good and E is not so good.
Okay,
yes, so it
great.
would be a good, understandable system.
I just want to get both of your reactions to another system, and this is in use in Italy, for example, the Nutri-Inform battery. Let's show our viewers that. So here you've got I have to say, to me, it's pretty clear. I mean, if you eat this product, you're going to take 30% of your recommended daily intake of saturate. So you already know that if you eat this thing, that's already a lot of your daily intake of saturates. I mean, is that what's not clear about that?
Let's ask people here around, what are saturated fats? Do you know what saturated fats is? Is it good for me? Is it not good for me? So for me, sorry to say so, but this is exactly what we already have at the back of the packet. It's exactly the same. So it's not helping me to make informed choices.
Herbert Dorfman, what about this the second code here, the second system?
The question is, what is healthy?
Yeah.
Sugar is unhealthy, fat is unhealthy, proteins are healthy, unhealthy. No, it depends on quantity. And that is the advantage of and this I admit, of the more complicated Italian system, where the consumer needs a bit more to have a look at it. The Nutri-Score is more immediate. But as I said before, it can also create mistakes where the consumer thinks that the product is unhealthy, but can be perfectly healthy. I'll give you the example. For example, we always speak about the Coca-Cola. Do not speak about Coca-Cola. Speak about cream, for example.
About what, sorry?
About cream.
Cream.
Is full cream more unhealthy than light cream? No. If I assume the right amount of full cream is healthy as light cream, and the Nutri-Score does not reflect this situation. And the second big problem is that I think that we give with the Nutri-Score in the hand of the big companies, supermarket companies, a new instrument where they tell to the consumer what he needs to buy, and they have an interest to give a clear signal to the consumer what he or she needs to buy. And I think in this house, I've fought a lot in the last years to break down a bit this, let's say, overwhelming power of supermarkets. We should not give them an additional possibility to
Is it a power to the supermarket or power to manufacturers?
No,
the problem that we're facing at the moment is that we have so many misinformation already on the package. I give you a very simple example. The other day I was in the supermarket with my child rushing, we didn't have much time. So she said, I want to have this ice cream. There was a lovely cartoon figure on it, and there was even on the front of the package, it's responsibly made for kids. And I thought as a mother, well, it must be a good product. I turned it around, and there it was even written, it meets our nutrition criteria for children. There I thought, it must be even better. But I always read the ingredients list, I'm sorry. And in the ingredients list, there were 6 different sugars on it. 6 different sugars, and this meets this is responsibly made for kids? I don't think so. So a front of package labeling, a very easy one, would help that this misinformation is not anymore on the package, because if you would find an E there, then certainly it doesn't meet the nutrition criteria for children. And this is we have to tackle. There are so many informations that is full of vitamin in a product, that it contains this and this, but hiding all the sugars. And people need to understand this. We are in the midst of a health crisis. People are obese. 1 out of 3 children are obese. Mothers come to me. They don't know what to do anymore because we have all this advertisement, all this misinformation. And here we need to empower the people to do the right choices. And we need a simple system, not one where you need to calculate, that it's time consuming. You don't know, okay, this has 30 grams of fat. What is the other product? How many fat did I have there? So this doesn't work. And that's why I'm in favor of a very clear label.
The industry lobby obviously has an interest in what is shown on labeling, doesn't it?
Sure, but to come back to the supermarkets, if I go here in Brussels to a supermarket and I buy a product with the Nutri-Score A, I get points. I'm asking myself, why this supermarket gives me points? Because the supermarket is so much concerned about my health, or because maybe he wants that I buy this? And just to tell you another story about ice cream. I saw 2 ice creams in my supermarket. One on A and the other one on D. And I checked what is the difference. The difference was exactly 2 things. On the A one, the sugar, the normal sugar, was substituted with chemical sweeteners. And the second one, there was an addition of fiber. So I say, okay, is it more healthy to have, instead of normal sugar, a chemical sweetener and to have a bit of fiber in a product? Is it really healthier? Yeah, maybe yes. If I already assume too much sugar is healthier, I fully agree with you. And that we have a lot of, especially kids, who have the problem of assuming too much calories. There's no doubt about this. But I continue to say the Nutri-Score is too easy, is too simple for the people. And it misleads people.
I don't know if it's so simple for people. People are very well accepting it. You already mentioned it. 7 member states are implying it. A lot of doctors, a lot of scientists, food scientists are behind it, saying that it's a good situation. Of course, it has some deficiencies. I'm not saying it. One deficiency is definitely the sweeteners that are in products. I mean, it cannot be that somebody who's doing ketchup does it now with artificial sweetener and says it's a much better product. This does not work. Here we have to also restrict all the sweeteners that are in our products, because it's also a health problem. It can create health problems. So definitely. Another example, frozen products. I mean, they are French fry with an A on it, but once they're processed at home, they're certainly not an A. So of course, these things we have to tackle. I'm not saying that's the overall solution, but the big advantage is that the translation that they're doing from the back of package to the front of package, that's what they're doing, and repeating it, it's very helpful for people. And these are a lot of studies that show that.
I think you're not going to agree on that point on the labeling, and probably not on the actual system to use either. So we'll probably leave this discussion where it is, and I will thank my 2 guests, Manuela Rieper and Herbert Dorfmann, and that's all for this episode of Talking Europe. Thank you for watching. We'll be back very soon with another debate from the European Parliament.